All right, this is page 36. We did, the homework was numbers 1 through 5. And I'm going to go ahead and get as many done as I can, but try to keep the video short as well. Okay, so number 1 says you have already saved $55. And I did go ahead and write some stuff down to kind of save time on the first one. You have already saved $55 and you earn $9 per hour at your job. You are saving for a bicycle that costs $199. Which inequality represents the possible numbers of hours you need to work to buy the bicycle? Now, they actually did the math for you. We know that we're going to get 16 at the end, but which inequality is right? Let's go ahead and set it up and do the math, even though we know we're going to get 16. Okay, you already have $55 saved, so you start with $55. That goes right here, all right? And then you're getting $9 times every hour you work at your job. What we don't know is how many hours you need to work. So the 9 is times the number of hours, which is our variable, 9 times x. So one side of our inequality is 55 plus 9 times x. Now you want to save and you want to buy the bicycle that costs $199. It's okay to make more money than that, right? It's going to be bigger or greater than. It can be exactly equal to that. That's fine too. You just don't want it to be less than. So that would be wrong. Okay? Now I'm going to go through the math steps real fast. Like I said, they already did the math for you. That's not really what the problem's about. The problem's about the inequality. So we have a choice that has that. We just need to make sure that the inequality is not going to flip the other way, right? We need to make sure we're not dividing by negative. So when I do minus 55 on both sides, 199 minus 55 gives me 144. And then my last step is to divide the 9 off the x. Divide by 9, divide by 9. We're not dividing by negative, so we do not have to flip the inequality. So we know that this one is the correct one. H needs to be greater than or equal to 16 hours at work to have at least the right amount of money to buy the bicycle. Let's do problem 2. 2 times the sum of some number y and 5 is less than or equal to 19 minus the product of 7 and the number. Now your head might be spinning. That's normal. We need to go through this and we need to dissect this thing, okay? And get all the math out of this sentence, okay? So let me put this here to help you. And you could get a blank paper and do this when you're working by yourself too. 2 times, right? I could put a dot for now. The sum of some number y and 5. Okay, this is one chunk. Now, how do we find the sum of two numbers? We add them together. But we're multiplying 2 by that sum. So those numbers we have to add together first, so we put them in parentheses. So here's the sum of some number y and 5. Okay, the sum of some number y and 5. And now my 2 times, not with a dot now it's 2 with the parentheses. Okay, is less than or equal to. That's a little chunk, right? Is less than or equal to. Less than or equal to. There you go. What is it less than or equal to? 19 minus the product. What does product mean? Multiply. The product of 7 and the number. What number? The y number, the same number. The product of 7y. So minus the product of 7y. So you have 2 that we distribute here is less than or equal to 19 minus 7y. Now, that was the hard part. Now, we get to the easy part, and that's just doing the math. You make your wall, you distribute your 2 times y, and 2 times 5. You get 2y plus 10, less than or equal to 19 minus 7y. I decide that I want to move my y term over to this side, okay? So I'm going to do plus 7y plus 7y. That cancels. 2y and 7y gives me 9y. Plus 10. Less than or equal to 19. Okay, now I put a box around my term. I need to isolate that. I got to move the 10 over. Minus 10 minus 10. 19 minus 10 is 9. 9y is less than or equal to 9. How do I get rid of that? Divide both sides by 9. Y is by itself. 9 divided by 9 is 1. So I'm left with y is less than or equal to 1. And there it is. Okay, let's do the next one. We still have some time. What is the solution of 25 is less than negative 3 times the quantity of 4n minus 3? Let's go ahead and do it. Distribute, distribute. Negative 3 times 4n is negative 12n. And watch carefully here. I'm going to zoom in so you can see. Negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. So when we distribute that, make sure you get the right sign there. We have that, and we have 25 over here. Now, since my variable's already over here, I'm just going to move everything else over that way. That's okay to do. So I have a low battery, guys, so this might be the last problem. I'm going to keep going until the phone dies. We'll see. Minus 9 minus 9. 25 minus 9 is 16. 16 is greater than negative 12n. Okay? Oh, this is looking ugly now. Right? I have to divide by negative 12. First of all, when I divide by negative, I have to flip the inequality. Got to remember that. That cancels. I have n on the right. Oh, the light went off. And I have to reduce this. Now, if you have your calculator with you, you can do that right in the calculator. If not, these are both divisible by 4. Or 4 goes into 16 4 times. 4 goes into negative 12, negative 3. So it's basically that. Now, here's what you got to watch out for. You did all that work. You flip the sign. Look at your answer choices. The answer choices have n on the left side. All the answer choices do. Let me zoom out. I'm sorry. All the answer choices have n on the left side. So what you got to make sure is your answer has the alligator biting the n. You want the greater than pointing to the n, the mouth pointing to the n, and the pointer part pointing to the number. So you want n is greater than negative 4/3. And it is negative because of that dividing by negative 12. So there you go. We got 3 out of 5 done. I hope that helps you out.